With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Welcome back once again, trackside race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, the Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet NextGen Racing Series fires things off for the final cutoff. That's right, we're going to head from Chicagoland Speedway tonight to Auto Club Speedway for next week's championship race. We will know who moves on with a shot at the season hardware. But first, we've got to get through tonight. That's right, it's the Winter River 100 laps around this 1.5 mile D-shaped oval. Track temperature a little bit high. Nice cool breeze rolling in for the fans in the stands that are beginning to get to their seats during tonight's Damian Patton Real Estate qualifying session. So the qualifying already underway, some rapid fire pace things going to come at you. We're going to get into some of those championship standings here in just a little bit. But first, how you doing? How you feeling? Out there in TV land, race fans, glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave in the Cave bringing you all the calls from trackside. Speaking of trackside, let's see if we can't get some of those qualifying times. You can see right now Christopher Spencer out on track behind the graphics down there trying to lay down his time lap. We'll see where he goes about things. As to nobody's surprise, Alex Coffey, one of the fastest in happy hour, backing up last week's dominating performance from Richmond. With yet another fast car, we'll see where Coffey goes hasn't yet put down his qualifying time. Will he be able to get to the front? Travis Smith, for the time being, quick time here tonight from Chicagoland Speedway. There you can see Travis Smith, that number 9, top of the speed charts, 30.89 is the pole position for the moment. Still have Alex Coffey, Nigel Christensen. How about Zachary Compton laying down to his first time lap, 31.22, a little bit off on the stopwatch there for Spencer, but he's always one you gotta watch out for. Just about 2 minutes remaining here in qualifying. I tell you what, Alex Coffey looks to be beginning his time lap. He's going to be a driver that we're going to have to watch out for. So let's get rid of that timing and scoring for just a moment here. Let things kind of play out as we get set to fire things off. A long season, final cutoff race for this championship run. A lot of drivers have a lot on the line here tonight. We'll get to that right after qualifying, but there is a ton of drivers within just a handful of points of each other right around that bubble line, that cutoff line for your championship 6. And even Alex Coffey, last week's race winner, he is not 100% secured in, even with that race win last week. So we'll get into some of that. And speaking of Coffey, he goes top of the speed charts, quick time now belongs to that 19 Toyota Camry at the front of the field. Will Coffey lead him to the front with only 30 seconds remaining? Nobody on track. That looks to be just about it. Alex Coffey walking away with the provisional pole position here tonight. He's going to bring the field to the green flag. Let's get some of that timing and scoring back to the left-hand side of your screen. Coffey just edging out. Travis Smith, Brian Mescal Jr. right there. Brian Littleton. So Dirty Air Racing represented well once again at the front of the field. If you remember, Dirty Air last week from second all the way back to, I believe it was 5th. Dirty Air absolutely on point, but they had nothing for Coffey. Will we see a repeat of that? We'll find out here shortly as qualifying comes to a close. Snatching the pole position here tonight, quick time belongs to Alex Coffey. He will lead us to the green flag. So we said we had a lot to talk about. We said there was a lot on the line here tonight. Final cutoff race before we set the field of our championship 6. So we're going to get right into it. What do you say we go ahead, bring up those championship points? There you can see with another solid top 5. Brian Littleton regained that top spot in the championship standings. Just barely over Dustin German. Those two all but locked into the championship 6. They've got really nothing to worry about here tonight. They can pretty much easy sail their way into Auto Club with a chance for that championship. But this is where it's going to get big. This is where it gets interesting. Alex Coffey, dominating performance, all but clean sweep of the points last week from Richmond. You can see him right there sitting in 3rd, only 11 points ahead of that cutoff line. Roy Hyde sitting in 4th, only 6 points ahead of the cutoff line. Travis Smith, great run as well. He's only got 2 points cushion between himself and 6th place runner Jan Van Leer. That is your cutoff line. That is your bubble point. But check out Christensen, Spencer, Mescal Jr., 4, 5, 6 points back. Lance Yancey, only 7 points back. So a lot can change up right there. Zachary Compton still with an outside shot, 12 points away from that cutoff line. But Compton, if he walks away with a few laps led in the checkered flag, Compton may find a way to sneak his way into those championship 6. So that is going to be a big battle we're focusing on. But check out the battles outside of those top 12 that made your championship field. Raymond Hadina and Matthew McMeekin right there on each other, just 2 points separating 13th and 14th. Same thing back with Snyder and Steele. Very close in the points battle between those drivers. Watts has got a little bit of a distance on Chad Meadows, but it looks like with Levi seen the yes, and we did see Meadows down there on the track. Meadows here tonight. Thomas Watts not, so he's going to pick up some points and a chance to maybe at Auto Club take that position away. So it's not all about the drivers that are in the championship. It is everything for all these drivers to get every bit of points they can tonight in next week. Championship night from Auto Club. But we first got to get through tonight's Winter River 150, the final cutoff race here with the Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet NextGen Racing Series. And we're getting little nudges from the producers over there, so it looks like it's time to take a quick commercial break. Head trackside for your national anthem. We'll follow that up with your starting lineup, so don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the boats bursting in out, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And with the flyover finish, drivers make their way to their starting positions. We're going to get ready. We're going to get ready to kick things off here tonight for the Winter River 150, brought to you by Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet, along with the NextGen Racing right here on iRacing.com, the world's #1 racing simulator. So as drivers get strapped in, let's get a little closer to the track. Final few drivers making their way. And as you hear the music in the background, you know the sounds, you know. It's time to run down tonight's starting lineup for the Winter River 150, starting inside row number 1, snatching that Damian Patton real estate top spot. Behind the wheel of that Interstate Batteries number 19, Alex Coffey. The NOS Energy, number 9 of Travis Smith, will start just to his outside and back in row number 2 here tonight. The 33 of Brian Muskel Jr., followed by teammate Brian Littleton. Dylan Blankenship and Dustin German back in row number 3. Row number 4 here tonight, the 8 machine of Chad Meadows, followed by that 199 of Rob Haynes. Will the beer store machine celebrating victory lane? We'll find out shortly. Roy Hyde, Chris Spencer rounding out your top 10. Back in row number 6 here tonight, the Bernier Beer, number 87 machine of Raymond Hadina, and the 81 of Zachary Compton. Row 7, Jan Van Leer, followed by Jerry West. Back in row number 8 here tonight, the 77 of Lance Yancey, followed by the 23 of Carlton Charles, Nigel Christensen, Waylon McConnell, Gary Cleaver, and Seth Steele round out the 20-car field for tonight's Winter River 150. As the pace car ducks off and the music fades, we're ready to roll in. Green flag flies for the first time here tonight from Chicago. Good start on that high line for Travis Smith. He's able to pull even now, edge out. Alex Coffey on the high side, entering three new race leader. Halfway through 3 and 4. And Travis Smith looks to lead the first lap here tonight. We'll stack him up just a little bit behind them. 2 to 3 wide with Blankenship, Littleton, and German. A lot of real estate here at Chicagoland Speedway for these drivers to really fan out in the corners, really, as opposed to being able to fan out on most of the back stretches and front stretches that we see throughout the season. Really, these corners wide open, but that line that really works, there's only about 2 of them that really works. It's that extreme Larson line or that low line where you kind of drift up a little bit. So we'll see which one of these drivers has their car dialed in and ready to roll here tonight. 100 laps, the official race distance in the Winter River 150. And now how about this? Teammates battling at the front. Alex Coffey going to drop back to third as Brian Muskel Jr. brings that Mac Tools, number 33, up into that second position. And with our third lap behind us, we'll drop that time and scoring over there to the left-hand side of your screen. Let you find and follow along with your favorite driver here tonight. Littleton heading backwards. That Hennings trains. Number 80. Going the wrong direction early here tonight, dropping 2 positions down back to 6. Biggest mover of the race, already up 6 positions, is Waylon McConnell, the Tabasco. Chevy Camaro. McConnell. Let's take a look here as he's looking at having another position, looking to the inside of the Monster Energy, number 8 of Chad Meadows. He's going to take that position with a fair amount of ease. The 23 of Carlton Charles looking to walk through that open door. This is a battle for position just outside of your top 10. So battles in the front, battles in the back. There's Lance Yancey trying to get his Ford Performance Super Snake 77 near the front of the field. Lance up 1 position, and now make it 2 as he moves to 13. Gonna head back to the front. We've got more movement here as Dylan Blankenship in the 51 machine. He's gonna grab a spot away from Alex Coffey as Coffey now drops a 3rd spot from pole position, now back to 4th. Alex Coffey may be struggling a little bit with these tires at the moment. Look for that Interstate Batteries number 19 Toyota Camry to get a little bit quicker as the night progresses on. Zachary Compton going to pick up yet another position, and Littleton falls back to 7th. So we said it there. There's a lot on the line, and it's going to be pretty, excuse me, it's going to be pretty fluid. It's going to be pretty hard for me to keep up with all the point situations. We're just going to continue to remind you of those drivers that are really battling for their championship hopes and dreams. Dustin German sitting right there in that 5th position. He's locked in. He's going to make it to your championship 6. Brian Littleton running in that 7th position as we go behind the wheel of the Henning Strains number 80 machine. Littleton came into tonight's race as your championship points leader. He is locked in as well. So we've got, it looks to be, what is that? That's going to be about 8 drivers fighting for 4 positions. And it is a big fight. A big fight. Skell Jr. with a little bit of a struggle as Blankenship takes the top spot away from Travis Smith, a new race leader. That's going to be our 3rd lead change of the evening. Sorry, a little bit of audio issues there. We're going to get that fixed up really quick for you, though. So Skell Jr. losing a position, but now firing things off at that high side. You can see him really utilizing that top. Yeah, that's one of the lines we spoke about. And he was able to motor back around Coffee and Smith. It is now the 9 and the 19 going at it. Your front row now battling in your 2nd row. Lap number 10 behind us. 3 race leaders so far here tonight. 2 official lap leaders. Blankenship and Smith, the only drivers going to lead a lap. Coffee credited with the race lead as your pole sitter. And Brian Skell Jr., we talked about that high side. And man, he is hustling it up there. Larson Harrigan would be absolutely pleased with the line that 33 Mac Tools machine is running here tonight. Power moves to the high side, keeping it wound up, and now walking away. Biggest advantage of the night. Almost 0.4 of a second for the Chevy Camaro, piloted by Skell Jr., working his way off of turn number 2. New race leader once again. Skell Jr. goes to the front. We'll take a little look at a few on-board camera shots here tonight. That's looking back from your race leader, Brian Skell Jr., carrying our Chevy Camaro onboard performance camera. Dustin German, the SRTV Network, 99 Ford Mustang. He's carrying our Ford performance camera here tonight. Taking a look at points leader, looking to his inside. Here comes Littleton. Here comes Compton. Carrying our Toyota onboard camera here tonight, Carlton Charles sits just outside of your top 10. Taking a look back at the ring number 20 of Nigel Christensen. Christensen up 3 positions from where he qualified, now runs in 14. We're going to head back outside of the cars and back around the track. Let's go back to a battle near the front. Looking to the inside, still trying to take that position away. Littleton making a move on German on the bottom. Meanwhile, up at the front, Brian Skell Jr. continues to just slowly walk away from this field. Half a second advantage for Skell Jr. as Alex Coffey and Dylan Blankenship begin to battle for second. On the track, Travis Smith losing a little bit of ground. The NOS Energy number 9 going to fall back to that 4th position. There you can see just about a car length advantage for Coffey over Smith. But these guys are doing exactly what they need here tonight. Brian Skell Jr. needing a great points day, followed with a great finish. 3 wide. Ooh-wee. Man, I'm telling you, that 75 of McConnell, he looks gassed up here tonight. No pun intended, man. He is hanging that thing out sideways at the top of this field. McConnell up 10 positions from where he qualified. Second to last row in the field on the starting grid. And here we are, lap 17, and he is battling inside of your top 10, looking for more. Going to go side by side with the 199 of Rob Haynes. They'll drag race down to 3. High side will win the battle into the corner. All about Hal. He makes it work through the center. Oh, big wiggle. Able to keep the car underneath him, and Connor will take the position. Jan Van Leer, we're gonna talk about this man quite a bit here tonight. Great season so far behind the wheel of that Ghost Energy number 5, the driver out of Salinas, California, doing a fantastic job here in his debut season, on the cusp of making it into that championship 6. He is your bubble driver right now, with Mescal Jr. leading right now. It's gonna bump Van Leer out. See, this is where it gets tough. This is where it gets a little shaky, right? Alex Coffey sitting in second. He should have enough right now to make it in. Travis Smith should have enough as well. So now it's all about, where is Roy Hyde? Where is Van Leer? Van Leer in the 9th position. Roy Hyde coming into tonight's race just 6 points above that cutoff line. Right now, that final position looks to be decided between Roy Hyde, Brian Mescal Jr., and Jan Van Leer. And in a blink of an eye, race fans, it can all change here. If Mescal Jr. falls out of that race lead, it could all begin to shift and change, and other drivers can slowly make their way into the mix. Lance Yancey, he's on the tear up through the field. He's up 5 positions from where he qualified, knocking on the door of a top 10. Here he is on the tail end of Van Leer. Lance almost in a must-win situation, as well as Zachary Compton. Those two drivers doing what needs to be done. 10th, 9th, 5th, 1st. These drivers that need the good runs, they're having good runs, and this is making this championship cutoff even closer, man. Getting super exciting, getting super close battle now between Blankenship and Smith. Alex Coffey able to step away from those two drivers. The 51 and the 9 will battle for 3rd and 4th. Zachary Compton right here, sitting in a comfortable 5th position. Got a 2-car length advantage over the 99 of Dustin German, followed by Brian Littleton, Rob Haynes, Lance Yancey, and Jan Van Leer, rounding out your top 10. "22 laps of green flag racing behind us to open up tonight's Winter River 150. Here with the Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet NextGen Racing Series. Want to give a big shout out to Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet, coming on this season, sponsoring the entire season. Title sponsor. Want to give a big shout out to Tommy and all the guys and girls back there at Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet that make things work. If you're in the market for a new or used vehicle, check out Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet. You can find him over there in Newton, North Carolina, or go ahead into that Google search, type the description, well, heck, you don't even have to type it. You can just click the link over there in the description and it'll take you right to it. Myself, brand new 2023 black on black Trailblazer sitting in the driveway. Couldn't be happier with the purchase. Couldn't be happier with the machine. So head on over to Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet. It looks like a little bit of a connection issue here as we've got moving at the front. Alex Coffey regaining the top spot last lap. We're going to take a look here and see how that pass was done. We'll cross the line and Alex Coffey will officially lead a lap. Pole sitter lost that top spot at the drop of the green flag, able to finally get it back after 25 laps. But let's go back here to lap 24. There you can see that high line working for the Interstate Batteries 19 Camry. Woo! A little bit of a wiggle on the bottom for Mescal Jr. A little bit of a wiggle for Coffey at the top. They were both able to navigate their way through, but here it is. Top fourth row, blanket under them or over them, all within a half a second of each other. Zachary Compton looking to try to close in. He's leading a 4-car pack. Compton, German, Littleton, and Haynes. Haynes all right there as well. So here it is, right? Lap 27. When are these guys going to have to come to pit road? I'm going to say we're going to get about 33 laps on fuel, so we're only about 5 to 6 laps away from seeing what I would say the start of the green flag pit cycle. Do you come early? Do you extend the run? Tire fall off or time fall off right now, not too significant for the majority of the field. Less than a second of fall off so far here. Race leader, best lap 31.32. Last lap by 31.96. So only about 0.6 of a second of fall off. And we see drivers maybe utilizing that information from the crew chiefs and maybe stretch this thing out, saying, you know what, maybe these tires just aren't enough. You know, maybe they aren't a big enough difference. Let's go for the fuel strategy. And Miss Kelly, there is a way for him to get points during the race per se. I'm gonna air quote during. If you could see me, then you would see it. But Alex walking away with the pole position. That's an extra point right there. So that's actually going to put him 12 points ahead of that cutoff line before the start of the race. I believe leading the most laps, you get another point. And obviously, winning the race, you're going to get a few extra points here. Coffee, I believe, as long as he can finish top 10, and there's an asterisk beside that. This is why it's so, with the battle that we have, being between Coffee, Hyde, Smith, Van Leer, Christensen, Spencer, Mescal Jr., Lance Yancey, 8 drivers fighting for 4 positions, and they're all within a span of about 20 points of each other. From Coffee back to Yancey, it's an 18-point difference. So I mean, there's enough positions in the field here tonight for drivers really to make up those points. So it's a really fluid championship moment here tonight. It's really Mescal Jr., who's now sitting in 4th, from moments ago leading the race, looked like he had himself in a position to be locked in. Well, now running in 4th, not so sure he's going to be there. Van Leer sitting back in 12th. That may be just enough for Mescal Jr. to eke his way in. So with drivers coming and going right now, it's a little bit too fluid for us to start locking anybody in. And I know that wasn't the question. It was if they could gain points during the race, and they can to a certain extent. And that's what makes it pretty interesting. But we all know, I mean, come on. If this guy finishes the race, I mean, Alex hasn't had very many bad finishes, right? And when I say finishes, I'm going to categorize that as still running at the end of the race. Coffee, one of those drivers that the only reason he's not going to finish is if he can't finish. And if he can finish, he usually finishes well. There it is. Green flag pit stops underway. Lance Yancey going to come to pit road. Brian Mescal Jr. going to give up a spot inside of the top 5. He's going to come to pit lane. Gary Cleaver to pit road. So we do have drivers coming to pit road. Lap number 34. Green flag pit cycle underway. Great stop for that 77 crew. 14.5 seconds stopped. Pit road delta just over 44 seconds. We're going to keep our eye on that. A handful of these guys will fall off of the lead lap. Lance Yancey off the lead lap. Kerry Cleaver, Brian Mescal Jr. all off the lead lap. Raymond Medina going to bring his 87 machine down the pit road. And I just looked over and I seen it and I immediately had to laugh. So we're going to, I tell you what, we're going to make Kelly feel a little bit easier. We're going to go back here to this guy. Let's talk about some of these guys that are pretty much locked in. Dustin German, for a vast majority of this season, was your points leader. Had control of the points lead over the first few races in this playoff run, in this championship chase. Only at the end of last week's race at Richmond did he lose that top spot to Brian Littleton, who is now running in the 4th position. So a lot up for grabs when it comes to strategy here tonight for this 99 SRTV network Ford Mustang. German can pretty much throw the kitchen sink at it and pull whatever type of strategy he wants. He's locked in. He is going to move on, as well as Brian Littleton. You can see that Hennings Trains number 8 machine just off in front of Rob Haynes inside of the top 5. Back to where he started tonight's race. Littleton fell back for a little while. But now with a few drivers making those green flag pit stops, he's made it back inside the top 5. Rob Haynes going to look to the inside and look to take that position away. He's going to do so. How about Nigel Christensen right behind him there? You can see that Ream number 20 machine. He's on the outside looking in, 4 points behind that cutoff line. So with Christensen running in 7th, Van Leer back in 10th, that may be just enough for him to eke his way into that final 6th position. Roy Hyde, rough night here tonight for this double O. Not sure if it's all about a strategy here tonight for Hyde. He came into tonight's race sitting, looks to be, yes it is, 6 points ahead of that cutoff line. Let's take a look at this guy right here. He's just all alone pretty much all race. This is where Roy has been, just kind of hanging out. No real big moves, no problems. Just drop back to the back, and this is where he has stayed. A comfortable little night here tonight, looking for that halfway point. Will he make it a one-stop race? We'll find out. Meanwhile, front of the field, battle for the race lead, and back to the front once again. The NOS Energy Drink number 9 of Travis Smith going to reclaim that top spot, take the lead away from Alex Coffey, who falls back to 2nd. Dylan Blankenship right there behind him, the 51, looking for his first win of the season. And a quick night here tonight. Lap 42 now on the board. We are just around the corner from the halfway point here tonight. We have been clean and green all night long. Great battles at the front, battles in the middle, battles near the back. And again, we've got a pass for the race lead. Alex Coffey going to regain that top spot. I'm going to emphasize this. Look at that top 10. We've had 10 different race winners so far this season, 8 of them in the field here tonight, and all 8 inside of your top 10. Actually, we've got 7 of them here tonight. What am I talking about? 7 of them in the field here tonight. 7 out of your top 10. I promise I can count. I can math. Sometimes. We'll just leave it at that. Gonna jump around a little bit. What do you say we take a look back here? Just outside of your top 5, and drivers are really extending this run already. A 10-lap difference from when Brian Mescal Jr. brung his group of drivers down pit road back on lap number 34. So a 10-lap difference on the tires. We're going to have to see what that equates to right now. We're going to take a look at Travis Smith, your race leader. Ho, 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 and here comes Mescal Jr. We were going to say we're going to take a look at these lap times, but with With the visual on screen, you can see just how much faster those tires are right now. Mescal Jr. back on the lead lap the good old-fashioned way. He is absolutely flying out there. Last time buyer. Oh, big hit. Big bang of the outside wall. Pancaking the right side is that 51 of Dylan Blankenship, and that is definitely going to hurt that Monster Energy Ultra number 51. Big time damage there. Coffee and Travis Smith going to go at it for position, crossing things up. Looking back to the inside is Smith, and these two guys throwing down, looking like Davenport and Larson on a dirt track here. These guys just switching, swapping, doing a little slide job action with each other, man. What an entertaining race at the front of the field. Blankenship after the contact. He's going to lose touch and fall deep in the field. I say deep in the field, but about a second off here after that contact. Mescal Jr. 31.19. Last time around, that is 1.2 seconds faster. 1.2 seconds faster than your race leader. That is a huge give up. And I don't know, guys. I'm really... I like this idea of stretching it, right? Stretching this thing to get to about lap 50, lap 51 if you can. Trying to turn this thing into a one-stop night. Brian Mescal Jr. Absolutely will yard your race leaders when this green flag cycle, pit cycle, finally does end. Still a second faster. So you've got to look at it like this. He has been, what is this? Going to be about 15 laps. So he's been gaining at least a second a lap for the past 15 laps. He is going to be way ahead of your race leaders, and it may work him into the possibility of taking an extra pit stop and still being in the mix with fresh tires. Big run to pit road for Coffee and Smith. They're going to drag race down pit lane. Man, these two guys racing everything out here tonight. That's going to hand over the lead to this man on screen. The 86 of Jerry West going to put his SRTV network. Ford Mustang, front of the field with Rob Haynes right behind him, representing the beer store. Dustin German. Right back in third, Brian Littleton continuing out there on the track. He's going to keep himself in fourth. Nigel Christensen making up 12 positions. He's going to run in fifth, and a big exodus to pit road again. Top three to pit lane. Christensen, for the first time here tonight, started back in 17th position, and here he is running in that top spot, and he may be out of fuel. Christensen may be out of fuel. He is losing a ton of time, barely on the gas, and I'm not sure this is the strategy that he wanted. Van Leer going to take the top spot. And Van Leer will keep himself out on the racetrack. Waylon McConnell going to come to pit road. It's only one driver yet to hit pit lane, and that's going to be Jan Van Leer leading the race here now. And that Ghost Energy drink number 5 machine. He's going to look to the bottom of the racetrack. You can see Coffee and Smith still going at it with each other, trying to work their way. Oh my gosh. Woo. Trying to work their way to the front. Here he is. Off of turn number 2 and down the back stretch, he'll work his way into number 3. Mac Tools number 33 of Brian Mescal Jr. looks to be well in front of this field. Is this the night that the one-time NextGen Racing champion can get back to victory lane? It's been a bit of a drought as of late for Mescal Jr., but he is looking to get the job done here tonight. Over 14 seconds See, we can math. We told you he was going to be about 15 seconds out in front of Smith and Coffee when this cycled through. It's not enough to keep him in race-winning contention. He's going to have to, if he pits again, he's going to have to try to stretch this thing out or maybe hope for a late race caution. But man, Mescal Jr. with a great strategy call. He's going to move into that top spot once again with a 9-second advantage over Raymond Hedina, who's under the same strategy here. Raymond with a 5-second advantage over Travis Smith and Alex Coffey. These two guys have settled things down just a little bit. Coffey going to drop back about a half a second off of that NOS Energy number 9 machine. But your top 3-4 spread out here at Chicago as we have completed the round of green flag pit stops. It's time to get into your driver highlights and spotlights. What do you say we start right at the front? The man showing the way here tonight, Brian Mescal Jr. needed to have a solid night, and he is getting the job done behind the wheel of that Mac Tools number 33 Chevy Camaro. Mescal Jr. leads the field. Up 9 positions here tonight with a little bit of a strategy call. Raymond Hedina going to put that near Beer machine into second, looking for a podium, looking for a top 5. No championship implications for him, but Hedina still trying to finish out with a high note. Just behind these guys, you can find that NOS Energy drink, Morganton, North Carolina native, getting the job done. Behind the wheel of the 9, Travis Smith with a ton of race wins in the NextGen stable throughout his career, looking to finally seal the deal on the first championship for that 9 machine. He's got speed, he's got the talent. Is this his year? We'll find out. Smith rounds out your podium. Second and fourth is Dylan Blankenship, the 51 machine, with a big moment earlier here tonight. Really pancaked that right side. Well, he's fortunate enough to keep it heading in the right direction and get it fixed up on the pit lane. We'll see how long it can sustain that damage from earlier here tonight as the man behind him continues to try to run him down. The Lillington native already locked in to your championship 6. Dustin German will round out your top 5. That's going to do it for your driver highlights and spotlights, except for this man right here. We're going to talk about Kerry Cleaver for a moment. In control of that Jekyll Controls Hard Charger Award, up 11 positions from where he started tonight's race all the way back in 19th, now up to 8th. Kerry Cleaver with a fantastic run so far, looking to finish the night off with a solid top 10. We'll keep our eye on this 69. So that's going to do it for the driver highlights and spotlights. Rest of your mid-race report looks a little something like this as Mescal Jr. going to come to pit road. Mescal Jr. back to pit road. He was not going to have enough fuel, so he heads to pit road, and this could have all the championship implications right here. So I believe Mescal Jr. may fall off the lead lap, but we're going to act like he's still there. Took to the starting grid here tonight with 20 drivers. We have still got 19 on the track, with 19 on the lead lap for the moment. Nigel Christensen sees his championship fall apart. Great run. Was absolutely doing everything he could, but unfortunate circumstances here tonight. Christensen sees the motor blow and he has to go to pit road, and that is going to put him out of contention to make it into that top 6. So while drivers can breathe a little easier, now only 7 drivers fighting for 4 positions. Still a very hot and heavy battle, as Mescal Jr. able to keep himself on the lead lap. That's going to be very important. You can see him right there just out in front of Raymond Hedina. He's going to keep himself on the lead lap, but now listed in the 19th position. It is going to be an uphill battle now for Mescal Jr. 10-lap pressure tires, so he will be a little faster than the field. We'll see if the strategy pays out with less than 40 to go. Back at the front of the field, Raymond Hadina leads Dylan Blankenship, Rob Haynes, Travis Smith, Dustin German rounds out your top 5. Tell you what, we're going to stay right here with this battle as these guys make their way around the track. What a run here tonight. 62 laps of green flag action behind us, and there is no sight of trouble so far here tonight from Chicago Land Speedway. So fortunate for these drivers, but maybe unfortunate for some of y'all out there. I've been just talking my head off so far with no end in sight, but we've got some great racing action here. Look at this, 4 or 5 drivers all knotted up with each other, heading through turns 1 and 2, coming right at your screen, getting the job done on the track, man. These guys, no fear, mixing it up without a care in the world. Dylan Blankenship now listed as your race leader as he leads the field back across the stripe. Rob Haynes, Travis Smith sits in 3rd. Dustin German, Alex Coffey right there as well. And could Coffey maybe be in a little bit of fuel strategy? A fuel saving mode. Maybe strategy kicking in. He was right there running with that 9 of Travis Smith. I mean, he's right there still running with him. Don't get me wrong. Just about a half a second off of Smith's bumper. But is he saving a little bit of fuel here? Big night here tonight from Chicago Land Speedway. Thanks for joining us here tonight. If you're just joining us, you're watching the Winter River 150 for the Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet NextGen the Cup Series. These guys have been going at it for 65 laps of green flag action here tonight. Cutoff race. We will decide the 6. Fighting it out for championship supremacy at Auto Club Speedway next Sunday night. It all comes down to this. And we've got some very different strategies, right? Mescal Jr. needs a good finish. Doesn't need to win, but he needs a very good finish. Early pit stop put him well in front of the race leaders. A second pit stop for himself. A second pit stop for Kerry Cleaver. Now Raymond Hadina going to make his second pit stop of the night. Will the rest of these drivers have to hit pit road? Smith, Coffey, all to pit lane on lap 49. A handful of drivers stretching the field to lap 50. Lap 51 for the Tabasco 75. Chevy Camaro of Waylon McConnell. Does he have enough to make it off of that one? You know, I have no idea what Winter River is. No idea. I know what Whiskey River is. It's a great bar and grill in Charlotte, North Carolina, owned by Dale Earnhardt Jr. himself, but as far as Winter River, not sure. And see, the beautiful thing there, Kelly, is, well, we don't lie up here in the booth. No idea. Wasn't sure if it was maybe just a name pick or if there was an actual sponsor behind it. Didn't get any sponsor information, so we're thinking that maybe it just seemed to be a good fitting name. You know, here in Illinois, Chicago gets cold in Joliet. So you know, I don't know. Do you like the try there at least to explain it away? We're going to do all we can to explain things and get through things, but right here, these drivers trying to get through this 100-lap event. We are right at 30 laps remaining here tonight. Going to this field looks much different than what it has all night long. For the first time here tonight, behind the wheel of that beer store, 199, Rob Haynes with the race lead. Dylan Blankenship will sit in second. Travis Smith back in third. Alex Coffey into fourth, with Dustin German sitting back in that fifth position. Jerry West right here in sixth. Brian Littleton Running in 7th, Jan Van Leer. In 8th, Zachary Compton and Waylon McConnell round out your top 10. And made a great run here tonight. And I tell you what, we haven't went to very many of our onboard cameras here tonight. So what do you say we jump on board, take a little ride here with Dustin German? With a little look on the inside of that number 11 machine of Christopher Spencer trying to run down the 75 of Waylon McConnell. Back outside, the car will roll as drivers continue to battle. Let's head back up here to the front because these guys are continuing to put on one heck of a show here tonight. Smith, Blankenship, and Coffee, they have been all over each other all night long here, giving us some fantastic racing action to talk about as they head down the backstretch and towards turn number 3. You could hear them, you could see them all over each other here. Dustin German now going to look to the high side on Coffee. The high side momentum work, not going to pan off just yet, as the field works their way by and back into turn number 1. Lap number 76 goes on the board with just 25 to go here from Chicagoland Speedway. If I had something, I would definitely bring it. I tell you what, you know what, we're gonna be proactive here, right? 24 laps to go as Rob Haynes continues to lead the field around Chicagoland Speedway. What a night here tonight. What a race. These drivers have been green flag racing since the drop of the green flag. An amazing job. An amazing display of skills so far here tonight. And look, here it is again. 3 drivers fighting for position. Oh, Blankenship and Coffee. Oh, close. Blankenship into the outside wall. Back down the track. Close racing action here. Alex Coffee got to tiptoe through the tulips here. You're having a good run. That's all you got to do is bring this thing home with a solid finish. You don't want any big mishaps, right? Only 16 drivers left on the lead lap. The way it looks to be running down now, Nigel Christensen out of the championship hunt. Lance Yancey going to fall victim to circumstance. He is now outside of that championship hunt as well, being listed 1 lap down. A little bit of a mix-up there between Coffee and Blankenship. Coffee coming up the racetrack. Blankenship all over his rear deck lid. A little bit of contact, and Blankenship will fall back. And, you know, we were going to try to be sneaky over here and pick up one of the tablets and see if we couldn't figure out what Winter River is. And there are so many things that it could possibly be that we're not even going to speculate. We're just going to move on. We're done with that one. Moving on. Travis Smith, front of the field once again. The NOS Energy number 9 regains the top spot, takes it away from Rob Haynes. But with 20 to go, Smith looking for his 3rd win of the season. Looking to break away from those drivers knotted up with 2 race wins to their name. Derek Myers with 2 race wins. Steve Baker with 2 wins. Smith, Christensen, German, all with 2 wins this season. Only Alex Coffey has more wins, or more wins this season. I was going to say more tally marks in that win column, but with last week's dominating performance, Coffey now with 4 race wins on the season. Smith looking to close in. All right, we've got a lot to go over here with less than 20 laps remaining. Final cutoff race for the Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet NextGen Racing Series right here in the Winter River 150. Started tonight's race with 2 drivers locked into that championship, 6 that left 4. Battling it out, Alex Coffey, Roy Hyde, Travis Smith, Jan Van Leer. Final driver inside of those top 6 positions. With Alex Coffey leading laps, with him snatching the Damian Patton Real Estate Pole Award. Coffey pretty much locking himself in, running inside of the top 5. Alex Coffey looking to move on. Travis Smith, handful of laps led, leading the field. He has all but locked himself in as well. So it's coming down now. Looks like those 2 final positions up for grabs between Roy Hyde and Jan Van Leer. Hyde with a 6-point advantage over Van Leer, but with Van Leer running in 8th. 7 positions in front of Roy Hyde. That's going to be just enough to edge him ahead of Hyde in that championship battle. Brian Mescal Jr. led a handful of laps. He's running well. Extra pit stop, knocking on the door of a top 10 with 15 to go. Mescal Jr. runs in 13th. Chris Spencer running in the 9th position. He came into tonight's race just 5 points outside of that cutoff line. Spencer running 4 positions better than Roy Hyde. So it is a very tight battle between Van Leer, Spencer, Hyde, and Mescal Jr. right now. Those are the 4 drivers we are really watching in this championship. Man, what a night, man, what a drive these guys have been on. Over 80 laps of green flag action, man. It does not get much better than that. So if you haven't already, show these drivers some appreciation. Show them some love. Let them know you've enjoyed all of the great racing action here tonight from Chicagoland Speedway, and all the content, all of the racing action all season long. We've still got 1 more to go, so don't forget about next week. So go ahead and join us if you haven't already. Join us in that push to 3,000. Drop these drivers that thumbs up. Click subscribe. Smash that bell. Over there on the right-hand side, get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Dave of the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. And we have got just 12 more laps to go by. Travis Smith out front, half a second advantage, looking for win number 3 on the season. Dustin German right behind him, sitting in second. Alex Coffey running in third. Rob Haynes, Dylan Blankenship going to round out your top 5. Man, I'm telling you, this is going to get close. This is going to get real close on points. And as close as it may be, I don't know if we can do any speculations. at the end of tonight's race, because it is going to be awfully tight battle. An awfully tight battle. Finishing inside the podium positions, though, Smith and Coffey will both lock themselves in as they look to do so with 10 laps to go. And Kelly, that's a great question. Kelly over there, one of our regulars, always coming in supporting the series, supporting the group, as well as supporting her favorite driver, Alex Coffey, in that 19 machine. Will they have enough fuel? Maybe. Right? I mean, if we do the math, right? Smith came to pit road on lap 49. So you do the math, that puts him 2 laps short, but did he come in with a little left in the tank? In theory, we believe he may have. Dustin German came to pit road on lap 50, so he had at least 1 extra lap of fuel. But then we got guys like Jan Van Leer, Waylon McConnell. They stretched to lap 51, lap 52 on fuel. So they should have enough fuel without a doubt to get to the end. It's just whether or not these guys, have they been saving at all through this run? How much did those guys that got to that 50 lap mark, how much did they save during that initial run? So I'm thinking right now, and judging by what I see on screen, Alex Coffey kind of makes some moves and kind of hangs out for a minute behind another driver, right? Maybe saving a little bit of fuel behind that 99 of Dustin German. He's since went around him, coming to the stripe with just 7 laps to go here tonight. What an amazing night so far. Green flagged racing all night long, and that is, it's not a shot at these guys. It's something rare on iRacing to have a 100-lap race, completely green flag racing. Green flag pit stops involve some drivers with multiple pit stops. I don't know. An amazing job here tonight. 6 laps remain. Still that half a second advantage for Travis Smith. Alex Coffey sitting in second. Dustin German back in third. Dylan Blankenship gonna run in fourth with Rob Haynes, rounding out your top 5. Van Leer losing a position. He's gonna drop back now to that 8th position. We're gonna cue in real quick for a moment here, as race leader gonna get the high 5 with the boss man to the flag stand this latest time around. Just 5 laps to go. Jan Van Leer, that Ghost Energy Chevy Camaro, running in the 8th position. Christopher Spencer trying to chase him down. Came into tonight's race sitting 5 points behind. Here he is on track behind him. 6 seconds back, but there you can find Christopher Spencer running in the 9th position. Waylon McConnell in 10th. Chad Meadows, Brian Mescal Jr. throwing the fence at it here tonight, making it a 2-stop race, and Mescal Jr. may be paying the price. Still one of the fastest drivers out there on track right now, but it may just be a little too much to try to overcome. Mescal Jr. sitting over 20 seconds behind race leader Travis Smith, who crosses the stripe this next time around to give us just 3 laps to go. And Kelly, I'm going to say these guys going to have enough fuel. I mean, a little late to call it now, right? Waiting to 3 to go. But the way that I've seen Alex to hit the gas as of late, really beginning to put the power down, really beginning to reel in Travis at the front. I think it's go time for these boys. I think they've realized we've got enough now. Let's hammer down. Let's try to work our way away from some trouble. Dustin German going to fall a complete second in the rears to Coffey. So German rounding out your top 5. Dylan Blankenship still sitting in 4th. This time by Travis Smith receives the popsicle sticks. Only 2 to go here from Chicago. Great night, great race. What a way to end. Well, I don't want to say end the season, but cap off the regular season, cap off that championship little chase, because it's all going to come down to next week at Auto Club. these two drivers at the front of the field. All three of your podium drivers will walk away with an opportunity to fight it out for the championship as white flag flies. Final lap here from Chicagoland Speedway. Alex Coffey giving it his all, looking for win number 5. Smith walks win number 3 to the high side. Here comes Coffey with the run down the backstretch. Half a car length advantage for Smith. The NOS Energy drink number 9 stays to the middle of the racetrack. Coffey gonna pack it in deep. They're gonna go racing close off of 4. Contact. They keep it heading in the right direction. They're gonna battle some more. Coffey will get it at the line. Oh my gosh. Wow. What an absolute fantastic finish. Kelly, there's one for the books. Wow. What a run there. Alex Coffey. Great racing by both himself and Travis Smith there. Those final few laps. Great respect. Little bit of contact, but they did not take each other out. And he's going to celebrate this win big. On the front stretch, going to give the fans in the stands quite a bit of a smoke show. Back to back trips to victory lane. Alex Coffey captures win number 5 and secures that shot for the season hardware next week. What a night, what a race. So as Coffey brings it to a crawl on the front stretch, we're going to take this time an opportunity to step away from the track, pay a few of the sponsors, pay a few of the bills. You know how that goes. But we'll be back with post-race interviews. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. back high above the track with a turn 3 blimp here tonight at the conclusion of the Winter River 150. What a race, man. We had side-by-side action all race long. Green flag to checkered flag racing all through the green flag pit stops. No cautions here tonight. That's what it's all about with the Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet NextGen Racing Series. Job well done to all of the drivers there tonight. But we're going to now take a few moments to talk to the drivers that walked away on the podium, walking away and finishing out the season before he heads to Auto Club with a chance at a championship trophy. Behind the wheel of the 99, walking away in third, Dustin, it's Dave. How you been, bud?
Good. How you doing, Dave?
I can't complain, but, besides the weekend being too short, but other than that, I'm pretty good.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, man.
Well, Dustin, you led the points for the majority of the season, right? You came into this final week in the chase, really, barely losing out to Littleton for that overall points lead. You're gonna reset things, and it's gonna be all about the finish next week at Auto Club. So, what was the approach for you and the 99 crew here tonight from Chicago?
Yeah, just get a good top five. I mean, we just had to make it in, to next week, which wasn't really a tall task for us. Looking where we were in points, only two points out from Littleton. Just couldn't get wrecked early. You know what I mean? But yeah, we're just looking forward to next week. That's what it's all about, and got a lot of good competition, man. It's gonna be a hell of a race.
Yeah, there's I can't pick a favorite, and I don't even think I want to try, man. It's gonna be the championship 6 is gonna be one of the stackedest. Is that a word? I don't know. One of the most stacked. There you go. Championship battles I think I've seen in a very long time. Want to congratulate you on one heck of a season. Victory lane twice so far this year. Multiple top 10s, multiple top 5s, multiple podium finishes as well. So, again, congratulations on the great run. We'll see how you can go next week at Auto Club and where the chips fall. But until then, for the final time before championship night, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
Yeah, first and foremost, shout out to you, Dave, and Turn 3 Racing Network for broadcasting this every week. And Next Gen Series or League on Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet is a sponsor. Thank those guys for coming on, and we're running for all the chips next week. And my team, Smoke Show Racing, SRTV on the hood. That's about it, man.
All right. Well, again, Dustin, it's been an absolute pleasure to catch up with you multiple times this season, to watch you out there on track. We'll see if you can't get it done one more time at Auto Club. But until then, as always, stay safe and keep it fast. All right, there you have it. Final few words for the man that was all but locked in to that championship 6. Well, he was locked in coming into tonight's race. Dustin German will have one more opportunity, one more race in front of him to get the job done. Will he become our newest champion? We'll have to wait till the end of Auto Club, and that's going to move us right along in the running order and right up the list to another man battling for the race win, another man battling for the championship, getting the job done here tonight. Great racing action all night long behind the wheel of that number 9 NOS Energy Machine. Finished right where he started. Our good buddy, your good friend, Travis. How you feeling, bud?
Not too good. No, I'm just kidding. That was a lot of fun, man. I'm feeling pretty good.
Well, man, we would understand if you weren't feeling too good. I mean, nobody really likes second, right? I mean, first loser, if you want to look at it that way. But the battles between you and the 19 here tonight. I mean, you guys started first and second. You battled on the track. Yeah, you guys were drag racing coming to pit road. I mean, drag racing to the checkered flag there. I don't think you guys were separated more than a half a second on track. So, I mean, just a great night for you and the 9. Does this build any confidence heading into Auto Club, knowing that you were just above the cutoff line coming in? Does it give you any confidence that you can run up front again, that you do have the machine and the talent to get the job done?
Yeah, just to build on what I said last week, um, ran good all year. Been the top 5 car all year. I just you know miss a pit stop here and there, getting caught in somebody's mess, or just some bad run-ins here and there. But I think you know as the intermediate tracks and stuff that me and the 19 car are pretty quick, and in the 80, about 3 of us, it's going to be between us, I think, at the end of those big races. But now you take us to a short track last week, and Alex is the class of the field. He's got everything figured out, and he's probably better than all of us there, and most nights better at any race, any track. But I feel like we can keep up with him and pace with him on the bigger tracks. And oh man, that was a tough one tonight. I was kind of feeling good about my chances and the fuel mileage there, and got a bad angle in the 3 trying to get by one of my teammates, and it just killed my momentum. And then when she coming off of 4, it just started spitting on me a little bit. The drag race was going to be great to the line. It started hiccuping and spitting, sputtering on me, but that was a lot of fun.
Well, no matter how you chalk it up, man, great race here tonight. Flag to flag racing. You led a handful of laps. You were just on the cusp of winning that 3rd race of the season. We'll see if you can't get that one next week at Auto Club. When, not that this one didn't matter, but when it all matters, when that championship hardware is on the line. Travis, one heck of a season for you and your Dirty Air Racing teammates and the number 9 crew all together. So before we let you go here tonight, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous?
Yeah, always first off, Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet for putting this series together. I mean, I know there's bigger series out there with a lot more drivers in it, but nobody has the name of Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet. They stepped up and put this deal together for us to come race on Sundays, and giving away some pretty cool stuff, I think, here and there. But turn 3, glad to have y'all back, dude. A lot of fun having y'all in the booth. Some good friends over there. Glad having y'all back. The wife and kids for letting me do this, and then 30 Air Motorsports. Like I said, I'm never around through the week, and I jump in and they let me have all the information I need to go fast.
Well, again, Travis, always a pleasure to catch up with you throughout the season to get a rack up yet another solid top 5, another top 10, a great podium finish. We'll see if you can connect the dots next week, and we'll see where the chips fall. But until then, as always, stay safe and keep it fast.
Yes, sir.
All right, there you have it. Final few words for the man that was right there at the end. Travis Smith almost snatching that race win, but going to fall just short after the engine sputters coming to the start-finish line. Smith will finish second here tonight, right where he started, so that's going to move us right along the list and right into victory lane. We'll see if we can grab a few words with the man that walked away with the pole position and snatched his 5th win of the season, going back-to-back visits to victory lane. Alex, you got to feel good about the role you're on now.
Yeah, feels pretty good going into to Auto Club. It's another big air track, I guess you could say. So hopefully we can repeat this week.
Well, Alex, we know you're one of the top tier drivers in the series. We know you are probably, I'm going to go ahead and say, the king of short tracks when it comes to this series in particular. Your intermediate program has had some hiccups along the way. Auto Club, one of those racetracks that you may or may not consider intermediate, but after a solid run here tonight at Chicago, how do you view your chances at lifting that season hardware next week at Auto Club?
Well, Auto Club's kind of like not a super speedway, but in some ways it is. You got to have people wanting to work with you, and you got to have people, just not wanting to hang you out there, which could very well be the case. I'm not sure. We'll see next week, though. I'm sure it'll be a good race. We got a bunch of strong contenders up there.
Well, we're going to mention one other thing before we let you go here tonight, because I know you got a lot of media stuff that you got to handle at the end of these things after walking away with a race win. But You started this championship off with a little bit of a rough go, right? There was about 2 weeks there. Those first 2 weeks, I believe it was, that you had a pretty rough go at things. Certain things in the personal life coming up and throwing you a little bit off your game. Was there any point during this little run here before the final cutoff where you thought it may have all went out the window? And if so, what kept you in the game? I mean, obviously, besides the good finish in these two back-to-back race wins, but what was it that got you refocused and it gave you the confidence to get you there?
Well, like you said, it was a little bad luck streak, but I always tell everybody at the end of the bad luck streak, there's a good luck streak. So, yep, just looking forward to the good races after those was what kept me in it, and guess it's that time now. We'll try to go get it done next week as well.
Well, man, we may get a little bit of trouble from the powers that be, but I'm gonna put it out there like this: one hell of a season, one hell of a race for you here tonight. Great battles all race long. One of the fastest drivers week in, week out when you unload that 19 machine. So we can't wait to see what you do next week at Auto Club. So we're gonna send it off with that, Alex. Before we do let you go, though, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home or at the shop?
Oh yeah, shout out to my mom for watching, everybody for watching. Shout out to Nigel. He ran into some bad luck there. Unfortunately, I think didn't make the cutoff line. So uh, shout out to Nigel for a good season overall, multiple wins. Shout out to Travis there. It was a good battle. Really everybody tonight. It was a good battle all night. So yep. Shout out to Jags and Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet, and shout out to you for doing the broadcast.
Absolutely. Well, Alex, again, it has been my absolute pleasure, man, to showcase all the talent all year long. Great run for you and the crew. We'll see if you can't get one more. And until then, as always, stay safe and keep it fast.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
All right, there you go. Alex Coffey, back to back visits to victory lane, secures his spot inside of your championship 6. What a race here tonight, right? Flag to flag racing action, 100 laps of green flag action here from Chicagoland Speedway. My goodness, it doesn't get much better than that. We're going to have 100 laps facing these drivers next week at Auto Club for the championship. So we'll see how guys go about their business next week. But tonight, fantastic run from everybody in the field. An amazing job here from Chicagoland Speedway. And as producers hit those buttons in the background, you know the sounds. You know it's time for us to run down tonight's unofficial race results in the Winter River 150. Walking away with the checkered flag, your Damian Patton Real Estate pole sitter, Alex Coffey, parks it in victory lane for the 5th time this season. Travis Smith going to bring the NOS Energy number 9 home in second with the SRTV Network number 99 of Dustin German. Finishing out your podium here tonight, the 86 of Jerry West back in 4th, and rounding out your top 5, the Hennings Trains number 80 of Brian Littleton. Sliding home in 6th will be the Beer Store 199 of Rob Haynes. The Ghost Energy drink number 5 of Jan Van Leer gets it done and will race for a championship. Christopher Spencer finishing right behind him in 8th with Chad Meadows in 9th. Waylon McConnell in 10th. Brian Mescal Jr. gave it all he got. Looked like he may get himself into the top 6, but he's going to fall just shy of that mark. Zachary Compton will finish in 12th with Dylan Blankenship piloting the 51. Home in 13th. First driver listed off of the lead lap. Roy Hyde looks to narrowly escape Chicago with a spot in those championship 6. Hyde will finish in 14th. Carlton Charles back in 15th. The Beer number 87 of Raymond Adino gonna walk away 16th. Seth Steele back in 17th. Ford Performance Super Snake number 77 of Lance Yancey will fall short, finish his season chances at the trophy in 18th here tonight from Chicagoland. 19th in the Winter River, a 150 for the Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet NextGen Racing Series, the 69 of Gary Cleaver. The 20 of Nigel Christensen will finish out the 20-car field. What a run, what a night here tonight. The number 86 of Jerry West picks up the Jekyll Controls Hard Charger Award by making up 10 positions here tonight. What a night, what a race. Green flag to checkered. Hot, heavy racing all night long. What a run for these drivers. And with that being said, we're going to begin to cut off the lights, roll up the cords, and get ready for next week's championship action from Auto Club. So if you haven't already, join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. Show these drivers love. Drop that thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell. Over there on the right-hand side, get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by, whether you're sliding in to say, hey, or you are one of our dedicated fans, friends, family, or one of our many sponsors. We do appreciate each and every one of you. So as we cut this thing, well, as we cut off the lights and cut off the cords, we're going to roll out to Auto Club. Stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.